YouTube. Welcome to my little channel. It's called The Sword Rules. And today I'm going to start the install of some traction boards that I got for a Christmas present from my daughter, which was very thoughtful of her. So I might have to build my own mounting brackets. I might end up having to order some to fit, but I think I can put something together. We'll check it out. But first, my garage is a mess. It is awful out here. It's been a dumping ground. I got a bunch of recycling from Christmas, some other little assorted projects that I just haven't seemed to get to. So, yeah. First, we're going to take care of that. There, that's better. Got some little projects out of the way. Got a little cleaning, organizing, put all the tools away from the last project. That's one thing I have to do. Put all the tools away, make sure they're all still here somewhere, in their rightful spot, in there, and then I can move on to the next project. So, what have I got going on here? I've got a semi-warm cup of coffee, still steaming a little bit. I have a leftover security compartment from my first Bronco, and I think I can use some of this stuff, if not almost all of it, to mount my recovery boards, the traction boards. So I've seen online from the forum, from the 6G forum, he makes a mounting bracket that uses these two holes, comes out this way, and your traction boards basically sit up here, which is pretty nice. And you can mount you can strap things to it from underneath. You might even be able to put a thing or two up here on top of it. But what I'd really like to do is fab up. I like working with metal. I probably have to move this antenna that I just put here, and I just tested it. So I'm out here for a little ride in the Bronco. Decided to do a little testing on my antenna setup for the GMRS radio. I picked up an SWR meter. It's a standing wave ratio meter, and what it does is it measures how well your antenna is performing, and you want a score, a result on the screen. You want that as close to 1 as possible. So I drove over here to this big parking lot by a little strip mall by my house. I'm not up on a hill or anything at this point. It doesn't really matter. I want to know how well the antenna is tuned. If you remember, I've got it back there on that on the roll bar, and I've got the meter in place here. I don't know if you can be able to see that. Hopefully it lights up a little bit. So I'm going to hit the transmit button. I am on channel 15, and that is a high powered channel, so I should be putting out the whole 15 watts of the unit. So here now I'm going to key the mic, and we'll see what shows up here. Alright, we've got a standing wave ratio SWR of 1.01, which is great. That's like right next to 1. And then I've got a power reading of 18.06. I'm not sure if that's showing up on the camera or not. Here we go. 18.06 watts. Seems to be over delivering on what it's rated at. It's supposed to be 15 watt radio, so that's interesting. All right, well, that seems to be working okay. I don't think there's a lot of GMRS activity around me right here. There are two repeaters in the city of Neenah, and I have heard chatter on one of them. I did try to respond back just as kind of a radio test, and I have my repeater codes, privacy codes, all that stuff programmed into it. So they should have been able to hear me, but I may not have been close enough to the repeater to repeat to those people. You know what I'm saying? Or that conversation may have had their own privacy code set up plus the transmit code. It's a very complicated system. I'm not going to try and explain it here, but they may have wanted to only receive transmissions from each other, and then that they would put in their own code. So anyway, that I have that repeater set up on channel 21. I guess I'll drive around a little bit, set my radio to scanning. I can show you that right now. I press this button right here, and then it starts scanning all the channels, and it'll stop if it detects some activity. So I want to listen to the Packer game while I'm driving around anyway. So then I'm going to go back to the garage and get back at it. See you in a little while. So I really hate to move that, but I can probably find another place for it. But what I'd really like to do is create the bracketry to mount my traction boards and have a storage shelf with that stuff that I've got over there. Cut and bend and weld and drill and, use some of these brackets coming off the roll bar. Maybe those are the ones. These have a pretty good look to them, almost the shape that I need. And then hang something like this. This was the old top to the security cabinet or thing, whatever you want to call it, in the back of it. If you turn it upside down, that makes a pretty good shelf, right? And if it's hanging upside down, then you already got some things here that you can strap objects down to, or got these brackets on here. These wouldn't be, this unit here wouldn't be quite wide enough, but I could take this off, turn it around, and gain a couple inches that way. So I got some measuring to do for sure. This would be nice and strong too. They both would be strong because of the bends on the corners. Gives you that angle iron effect. This would also be nice and strong with this reinforcement down the center. So either one of those could work, but what I have to do next is put these together with the mounting system that it came with, and measure it all up and see how things are gonna fit in there. So that's what I'm gonna do next. All right, so here's what I'm up against. Oh, I nearly forgot. My helper's out here. Yeah. She's slightly cold, but I'm hoping that her blankie will keep her warm enough. Otherwise, there's always the option to go back in the house. Got the traction boards bolted together with the existing hardware. I've got 42 inches by 12 inches by 4.5 inches. Okay. There is plenty of room side to side. They are 12 inches. Gotta get my camera on it there. 12 inches wide. And they are 4.5 inches deep. Those will fit. They will fit right up in there where I want them. These brackets, however, that's another story. I can't find Well, I mean, I can. These are probably the closest thing that I have that would work. I could slice these off across here, drill holes that match the riv nuts in the roll bar. I could probably, it would be sitting at an angle like this, actually, like that, right? And I could probably slice this, get that bent over so that we're back to level, right? I know, I'm seeing it in my head. I'm sure it's not coming across the video very well. But my next move forward here, I can definitely see those brackets working, but I need them to be both exactly the same, one on each side. I'm going to need to buy a new project tool. That's going to be a angle finder. I do not have an angle finder. Can you believe that? I've got every other tool known to man, I think, but I don't have an angle finder. So, I think we got a work stoppage today. So this is, I need to order one of those up or stop over to the store. But I can show you a couple of the other things that I got for the Bronco that I'm going to start hanging around. Like this is a trash bag. All right, I got a bunch of stuff attached to it. Let me pull some of that stuff off. Hey, I got some of these molle panels attached back here. This is going to come in quite handy. Like I said, little garbage container right here, which would also work if my shelf is folded down. Throw some garbage in there while I'm working or cooking or whatever I'm doing up here. Like I said, this has come in handy already for taking our RCs out and playing in the park. And I'll strap this back up here. Buckle it, I should say. I put another couple of, like this one, I was going to put this one on my overhead console, but this little one here would be great for, let's see if I can bring you in here a little bit closer. Great for like putting a Leatherman in there. I can see myself working on the table back here on something. Be nice to have screwdriver, knife, etc. available. Little camera case here. It's always good to keep camera handy, right? You never know when you're going to want to catch somebody in the act. And then a regular, satchel type thing. You can put pretty much whatever you want to in there. Very secure. These things come off very easily, like I showed you. They all have these straps on there. Really convenient for like, hey, I need this. I'm going to take this camera case with me. Just unsnap it and snap it right on the straps on your backpack. And off you go. So these things just are super handy. I still have a couple of them left. I'm probably going to put these hanging off of my center console, overhead console molle panel. And but I just wanted to show you where I have these mounted, and I think they're going to work pretty good back here. Hey, let me show you what I did in here with the molle panel containers. Got one hanging right there. Got another one right there. I don't know what I'd put in that one. This one, I know for a fact that's going to be a great place for some ammunition. Yep, I'm a concealed carry card holder for Wisconsin, and it's reciprocative states. And I can tell you right now, this little devil right here, if I can get the light to stay on it, probably can't. There we go. Will fit 2 of my quick load devices for my revolver. I'll get that. It takes more than 2 hands to close it, 1 hand to open it though. So already got plans for that. I'll find something to put in there. Still have a little bit of room to hang a couple of small ones. And yeah, the overhead console is getting full. Also, something else I've got here for the Moab planning. I've got Rhino recovery strap in here. This is a 30-foot by 7/8 inch. It's got something like, I don't know, 40,000 pounds of tensile strength. Paraphernalia in there. And then I also have a couple of soft straps in here too. So like I said, I got a little bit of a work stoppage here as I try and figure out how I'm going to either build those or just bite the bullet and buy the pre-made. They're $200. $200 for, you know, a triangle shaped molle panel with a bracket hanging off of it. And I get it, you know, the guy's, he's on the forum, he designed them, he went through all the things that you got to do to, you know, be a manufacturer, probably product testing, all that kind of stuff. I get it. But for two little brackets like that, $200, I'm gonna get an angle finder, because I can always use one later on down the road anyway. Get an angle finder and see if I can't just slice up some of this stuff here and make it work. Fold it, cut it, you know, weld it into submission. So that's going to be about it for today. Didn't get a whole lot done, actually, just some investigating and some testing with the new radio up there. Josie's taking a little nap. She's so tired from all the stuff that she had to do today. Not much. I gave her a mani-pedi. Must have been pretty hard on her. Anyway, other than that, I appreciate you following along on this. Oh, darn, I keep stepping on that thing. Appreciate you following along on this this video, and it's just kind of more or less a little update. And give me a thumbs up if you like this kind of content. Tell you what, give me a thumbs up if you want to see me go through the fabrication for all that stuff there, or buy a mount for it and then get those traction boards installed. Otherwise, you know, I don't have to film this either. So subscribe if you want. I don't really care. And other than that, have yourself a great rest of your day.